Over the past decade, the number of people living with diabetes has more than doubled. By 2050, about 1 out of 3 Americans will have diabetes, according to the CDC. The vast majority of cases are prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is already the #1 cause of adult onset blindness, kidney failure, and surgical amputations. This is metformin, the drug most commonly prescribed to treat type 2 diabetes and prediabetes. Its side effects are diarrhea, nausea, physical weakness, and fatigue, and it doesn't work very well. At least not nearly as well as a different treatment that is less expensive and has no negative side effects. So why aren't doctors prescribing this better treatment? Well, because it's not a drug, it's a diet. In one study by Dr. Neala Barnarda and other researchers funded by the National Institutes of Health, a group of participants were asked to do just 2 things: eat only plants, no meat, dairy, or eggs, and choose low-fat foods. They didn't have to exercise, count carbs, or portion out their food. They could eat as much as they wanted. After 3 months, the researchers looked at the participants' A1C values. Analyzing A1C values, which measure long-term blood glucose control, is the best way to see if a diabetes treatment is working. The better your body's ability to control blood glucose, the lower your A1C value. A healthy person not living with diabetes has an A1C of 5.6 or below. The group eating a low-fat, vegan diet saw an A1C improvement that was equal to or better than the typical results achieved by using oral medications like metformin. As a big bonus, the vegan group saw bad cholesterol levels drop by 20%, and they also lost significantly more weight. And this group found it easier to stick to this diet than the standard diabetes diet because, like I said, they could eat as much as they wanted and didn't have to count their carbs. So let's take a step back for a minute. What actually causes prediabetes and type 2 diabetes? Okay, time for a quick biology lesson. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into individual sugar molecules, including glucose. Glucose then circulates in the blood until it's taken up by tissues to be stored or burned for energy. Think of insulin as the key that unlocks the door to let glucose in the blood enter your brain, liver, muscle, and other tissues. Diabetes happens when your body can't unlock millions of cellular doors, so the glucose is trapped in your blood and can't get inside your tissues to be used for energy. In type 2 diabetes and prediabetes, the issue is insulin resistance, which basically means that the body is resisting against what insulin is trying to do. The culprit causing this resistance is fat. When you eat fat, some gets burned for energy and some gets stored in your fat tissue. But if you eat more than your body can use or has room to store, some of it ends up getting stored in your liver and muscle cells too. Over time, these cells get clogged up. It's like putting gum inside the lock that insulin is trying to unlock in order to get glucose into the cell. Scientists have known for more than 85 years that eating a high-fat diet, especially a diet high in fat from animal foods and processed foods, causes insulin resistance. So that's why a plant-based diet is so powerful in preventing and even reversing type 2 diabetes. This is Adam. When Adam was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at age 30, he weighed 300 pounds and had an A1C above 9%. His fasting glucose was often close to 300, which is 3 times what a healthy person's level would be. Adam had heard about a plant-based diet and decided to try this approach. After just 2 months of eating fruits, vegetables, potatoes, squashes, beans, lentils, and whole grains, he lost over 40 pounds. He was amazed to find that even though he was eating as much as he wanted, he was continuing to lose weight. His fasting blood glucose dropped down to 120. 6 months later, Adam had completely reversed his diabetes. In 1 year, he lost over 100 pounds. The bottom line is this: we know exactly how to solve the diabetes epidemic. It's really, really simple. Simply minimize or eliminate meat, dairy, eggs, and high-fat processed foods, and replace these foods with delicious and nutritious foods, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes like beans, lentils, and peas. Diabetes is a big problem that affects all of us to one degree or another. In fact, Most people with prediabetes don't even know it. This disease weighs on our country's public health and even our economy, but it doesn't have to be this way. At the end of the day, the power to prevent and reverse diabetes is right on your plate.